Hey, Steve Noble, Noble Moto. Got our 22 Lowrider ST up here on the lift today. And today we're going to change out the plugs and wires. Overall, this is a pretty simple task. However, on the M8s, you have to remove the gas tank to get to the middle plugs and the middle wires. Boo. It's not like the older twin cam and everything before where the wires and plugs were just on the left side of the engine. So, we are going to have to pull the tank to do that. Don't worry, it's really not that hard. I swear to you, it's really not. You're just going to need basic hand tools to do this, and of course, a spark plug socket. You might be able to reuse your wires. You might not. I'm just kind of expecting them to break because the last spark plug, or last M8 I did plugs and wires on, the boots ripped when I tried to take them off. We will try to be super careful for the sake of the video, but I bought new high-performance wires anyways, because hey, why not? Plus they're red. They look cool. Yay. So, let's move in for a closer look. First step is going to be remove the seat. Get yourself a nice number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Make sure it fits in there nice and tight. Lefty-loosey this screw right on out of here. Then you can lift the back of your seat up, pull your seat backwards, and ta-da, off your seat comes. Put that in a safe location. Okay, we are over here on the left side of the motorcycle. You see this silver thing I'm pointing at right here? That is the quick connect for the fuel line. So, you're going to want to get up here with your fingers and try and pop that clip up, or pop that center disc up. You might take your spark plug wires off. Rock those back and forth. You don't technically have to do it, but I'm making a little more room for my hands and the camera. There we go. Now, I have a little more room for my hands to get back in there. And sometimes it helps if you spin it a little bit first, but it's like a quick connect on an airline. Ba-doop! Pops off just like that. So you push the silver ring up and then pull down on the fitting. You will get a few drops of gas out of there, but nothing major. Again, you may be able to do this without taking the spark plug wires off, but I just found it a little bit easier and I have a little more access that way. So, fuel line is disconnected. Now for your back tank mount. This is going to take a 9/16 wrench on this side, and then a 5/16 Allen on the other side. Hold that in place. You can take your ratcheting wrench and undo that rear mount off of there, or that rear nut. There's a little washer that comes off of there. Ta-da! And then the bolt should just push right out the other side. There's a washer on that one too. Put it all together to keep everything in order. Now you can move to the front mount. So the nut you're going for is this one right here. The chrome pointy one. Again, 9/16 wrench. You can hold the other side in place with a 5/16 Allen. And lefty-loosey that thing off of there. Pull your bolt and washer right on out of there. Now we have to remove the dashboard. Some bikes you're not going to have to do this. This bike you do, because this screw here goes into this little mounting plate thing for the seat. If you didn't have that screw there, you wouldn't have to remove it. You could probably just get away with just removing this back screw here. It takes a 5/32 Allen wrench. However, we're going to take the whole thing off. I can clean underneath it. Do a little detail job. Can't hurt. And I like comprehensive videos. So, take those off of there. Lift your dashboard. Ba-boom! Right up and off of there. Do-do-do-do. Set that in a safe location. Now, lift up the back of your fuel tank. If you were wise, you would have ridden this thing until there was almost no gas left in it. I have it about 3/4 of the way full, because I am not wise, apparently. So it's heavy. So you're going to have to lift the thing up. Underneath, there is a breather line right here. Then there is an electrical quick connect. So now that we're over here on the left side of the motorcycle, you're going to lift up the back of the tank. I like to use a roll of duct tape. Put that up in there as a nice old jack stand. We've already taken the tank overflow vent right here down. Now we have to take this quick connect off. I'm trying to light this up so everybody can see here. So this right here, hopefully you can see it, that little quick connect right there is how we get this thing off of there, or how you unplug it. There's a little button on top. Okay, to get this thing off of here, turn that light off of there. So hopefully you can see that. To get this off of here, it's sitting in there like this. You have to press down this little tab right there. That tab right there. It's going to take a decent amount of down force. Press that down, then you can pull the quick connect back. If it won't go, push in on the plug a little bit, then push it down. Then you'll hopefully hear it click, and then you should be able to pull it back out of there. From there, give it an inspection. Make sure you didn't forget anything. Make sure they didn't add something weird on your bike. Everything else is free. Take your duct tape jack stand out of there. Take your gas tank and lift. Also, make sure you have a good safe spot to put this thing in before you take it up off of here. Be mindful of these little plastic tabs. Pull your tank backwards. Wonder why you didn't do this with an almost empty tank. Lift it up off of there. From here, you can take your spark plug wires off. Now, you can just do one at a time. If you want to keep them in order, that's good, especially if you're just replacing your wires. Or you can take a photo of this. That way you have the same layout. Honestly, I don't know if it matters if you get these two switched, from outer plug to inner plug. I've never really tried it, but you probably definitely want to get that straight. It's definitely going to make a difference if you get them wrong from left to right, but it's a pretty obvious setup. But still, snap a photo with your phone. That way you know it's right. To get these wires off, give them a little twist back and forth. It'll help break the rubber free, and then whoop, pull them up off of there. Same with that one. To get them off the spark plug, twist it back and forth a little bit, and hopefully they pull right up off of there. That one there. Give that one a little twist, and boop. Then we'll move the camera over to the right side of the motorcycle. That way you can see those spark plugs. Okay, we're over here on the right side of the motorcycle. The last time I did this, I ripped the spark plug boot trying to get it out of there. I know auto techs do have like a little hook for the twin cam engines that they can reach down there to the bottom of the spark plug boot and lift it up. I don't own one of those. I could probably buy one on Amazon, but whatever. So either way, we're going to reach down here. We're going to try and twist the boot back and forth. And we're going to try and pull it up with our fingertips. Oh my gosh, it came off. Cool. Last time I did that, I ripped the wire out of the boot. So twist it back and forth. Get down there the best you can. I use my two fingertips like that, and then boop, popped up off of there. Now we'll move to the front head. Same scenario. Boop. Hey. 4 for 4. All right. We probably could technically reuse these wires, but we bought better ones, so whatevs. Next, we will pull the spark plugs out of there. Please do not use an impact for this. This takes a 5/8 socket. Put it down there so it's nice and tight. When you do this, stabilize with one hand, then push with the other. You don't want to go all wobbly and crooked, because what will happen is you will side load the spark plug, and there's a good chance you could actually snap the spark plug off doing that. If you do that, you got to take the cylinder head off. So make sure your extension's nice in line, stable with one hand, and lefty-loosey that thing on out of there. It should come out fairly easy. It shouldn't take a ton of force. And hopefully the spark plug will stay inside the rubber boot that's inside the spark plug socket and lift up out of there. There you have it. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, it's a little white. That's kind of odd. It could be running slightly lean. I have to go find a local dyno tuner for that one. Again, stabilize. There we go. Also slightly white, but not too bad. Okay, we have our new spark plugs here, and the manual says to gap them to 032. So I have my feeler gauges out because I can't find my spark plug gapping tool, as usual. And they are already at 032. Now, allegedly, they say they're pre-gapped from the factory, but keep this in mind. If the box got dropped on that edge or something, they might be different. Plus, it's only as good as the person that put it in the box. So, take the extra time and check the gap on your spark plugs. Now, before you put these in there, take a little bit of motor oil and put on the threads. Some people like to use anti-seize for this, but anti-seize has metal in it, and metal takes up space. The motor oil is rated for heat. It will lubricate the threads and keep the threads from bonding to the aluminum cylinder head. Now, hopefully you have the little rubber boot inside your spark plug socket. That way it holds it in there as you put your plug down in there. Slide down in there. Nice light touch running this thing in there. That way you can feel if it's cross-threading. It shouldn't be. You should be able to run this thing all the way down in there without any notable force. Service manual calls for 88 to 103 inch-pounds. Inch-pounds. So, torque those down there. There you go. Now, with your new spark plug wires, they give you a little packet of spark plug boot grease. If they don't, purchase what is called dielectric grease. It's a non-conductive grease. Idea being, it keeps the moisture out, and it keeps it all lubricated. When I was into off-roading, this is how we made engines run underwater. So you've ever heard somebody say, like, oh man, I was out in this heavy rain, or I sucked a bunch of water into my intake, and it made my engine cut out. Nope, it's not what happened. Your spark plug boots got wet, and the electricity went across the spark plug boot to ground versus down through your spark plug. So, a little dielectric grease will prevent that from happening. From there, once you smear some up in there, put your spark plug boot down on there and push down until you feel it click into place. Then you can snake your spark plug boot or wire, boot and wire, whoop, right on over the other side. Now, repeat the process for the front spark plug. Torque that one to spec. Dielectric grease down in the boot. A little bit more than that. There you go. Just repeat the process for the other side of the motorcycle. Now out here where the wires go on the plug, it is especially important to put that dielectric grease on there. So we can take our wires, slide them on there until they click. There we go. Then you can just put your wires back onto your ignition coil. Also push them down in there until they click into place. If they don't click into place, stop and investigate. There you have it. Plugs and wires are changed, and we have new cool red wires, which are probably good for 20 horsepower. Yeah, so from there, we'll just put the gas tank on, and we're ready to go ride. Take your overly full gas tank, lift it up into place. Again, wonder why you didn't do this with an empty tank. Slide your little plastic thingy on the back there. Now take your roll of duct tape jack stand, slide up into place there. Slide your electrical connector in, and push it in until it clicks. Take your overflow line. Roll your tank a little further forward. Take your overflow vent line here. Plug that right into the bottom there. Don't smash your fingers in the back, that hurts. Then from there, you should be able to push your fuel line back up into the quick connect. From there, you should hopefully be able to push your line back up into your quick connect there. You might have to lift the little chrome quick connect ring out there. Push in, it should click into place. Everything looks good. Again, check your overflow line. Make sure it's not pinched or on a weird angle. Everything looks good. Slide your tank back into place. From there, you should be able to slide the back one in. You might notice I'm putting these bolts in a different direction. Why? Because I feel like the little chrome head should point towards the kickstand side. Then we're going to slide the front one in place. There we go. And take your washers and nuts to the other side. Thread them both on there till they're snug. Then you can go back and torque them down. And from there, torque them to spec. Whoop. Put your dashboard up on there. Remember, start both screws in before you tighten either one of them up. Always want to do that when you have multiple fasteners. And tighten those up and torque them to spec. And of course, last but not least, reinstall your seat. Make sure you slide that little front tongue there into place. Try to lift the front end of it up, make sure it's in there. Then line up your back end there. And run down your screw, tighten it up. And torque that to spec. So that's all I got. Plugs are on, wires have been replaced. Everything's good to go for another 20,000 miles. That's all I got. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Go to my website, buy a t-shirt. Come take an in-person class from me. Does anybody watch any of these videos? Comment if you do. Thanks.